Yo, YouTube, what's going on? Welcome back to the Jonathan Hassinger channel. I, of course, am your host, John Hassinger, for this out-of-theater reaction to The Smashing Machine, starring Dwayne Johnson, Emily Blunt. This movie is about a UFC fighter who was big before UFC got really huge, got really popular and mainstream. Mark Kerr, the Smashing Machine, which is, I guess, his name. They never called him that in the movie, which I thought was annoying. It was like when they say the title. Anyway, by far The Rock's best performance. Now, I gotta preface this. I am or was a wrestling fan when The Rock was not popular, and then watched him become one of the most well-known human beings on planet Earth. So I've been watching him his whole career, and this is his best performance, and I was almost trying to, at times, find The Rock in Mark Kerr, in this portrayal of Mark Kerr, and it wasn't easy. So he was really good. I mean, they did make his face look different. His voice and the cadence of his tone and the cadence of his voice was completely different. There were moments, though, and I just feel like this is because he's such a talker. You know, Dwayne Johnson is such a great speaker just as himself that it's almost impossible for him not to sneak out during some sentences just because of the way he almost has to say them in that moment. You'll understand when you see it, but it's just by far his best performance in a movie. Like I said, sometimes I couldn't find him. It was like Heath Ledger's Joker. And I know that's going to sound ridiculous, but there's moments in this movie where I'm like, wow, is that the real Mark Kerr? Or, oh no, it's still him. Makeup, prosthetics aside. The Rock is such an outgoing, animated person just as himself that, like, to play a wrestler in a movie, again, there's going to be jokes about that, but he's not playing a professional wrestler. He's playing a UFC fighter, so just a normal person who has a pretty crazy story. Now, the movie itself, I got to give them props because they gave it this, the popular word is gritty, but like this film, because the movie takes place between 97 and 2000. They made it look, for the majority of the movie, like it was UFC during that time on television when it wasn't produced by Dana White, like it didn't have all the money behind it yet. And that was impressive, little attention to detail. Granted, it's just one filter, but still, I appreciate it, and I think it definitely, like, at times made the choreographed fighting seem more realistic like UFC. Emily Blunt, gosh, yeah, I mean, there's so many movies that she's been in that I've seen, but, I mean, it's not that I didn't see them because of her, but, like, I always kind of was seeing it because of what kind of movie it was, or maybe other people in the movie. She was just like an added bonus, and she always kind of like just destroys every scene she's in. She is like top 3, top 5. I was like saying that to myself in my head. I'm like, she's like one of the top 3 or top 5 best actors today, guys and girls. Like, she's just so good. The sound effects that he used during the fights, during the actual matches, were funny and interesting and cool. And if you could, it's one of those things where I need to go watch all the matches again and listen to all the different sounds. Because at one point it sounded like a tap dancer, but like just one tap, or maybe like a baboon, like 1 foot, but like 2 taps. like, and then another sound effect was definitely a piano, like a piano getting like punched. That's when he was getting kicked in the ribs. This is a really unique movie. The Rock plays a guy who, the ending, the last minute of the movie is the real Mark Kerr in, Publix, food shopping, just talking to the cashier, bringing his food to the car, unloading the groceries into his car, putting the shopping cart back, and then getting in his car. But before he gets in his car, he breaks the fourth, he looks to the camera and he says, "See you guys. I'll see you later, guys," or something like that. But he says bye to the audience. But as he's doing all this, and he obviously knows he's being filmed, he's kind of like muttering to himself. And I feel like I heard him say, because there was like one or two times in this movie where I didn't know what the person said, and everything inside of me was like, can we rewind it? I need to hear that again. Can we pause it? Can we get subtitles? But alas. So, where was I? Oh, he's muttering to himself as he's doing the out of the food store deal, and I swear I think I heard him say, this is unbelievable. Like, I can't believe it. Almost like, I can't believe they're making a movie about me. And, The Rock is such an interesting guy, because I bet you he had no clue who Mark Kerr was. And somebody who was like, I want to make a movie about Mark Kerr. And The Rock was like, who's that? And then The Rock went and found out who he was and just made it fucking happen. Like, I think if he gets behind you, his drive is powerful as anyone about, like, getting a movie made. Because this story is, I don't want to say a dime a dozen, but it was very predictable. I mean, I like the ending. I could give a nod to the swerve at the end where Mark just quit. He was just like, I'm done. Mid-match, he was just like, I think I'm done. I don't want to win. I don't want to fight my friend, and my girlfriend's mad at me. He was just like, he just quit. So it did end differently than I thought. I don't know the history, so I thought him and his best bud, who were like just luckily in this tournament, could eventually meet in the championship, and that was like one match away, and he lost. I thought they were going to fight each other, and then it was going to come down to this one thing that his friend said about like, oh, look at this picture of you. It looks like you're about to give a good kick. And Mark is like, okay, I'm going to make that move, but instead he's going to go to block my kick. I'm going to punch his lights out. That didn't happen. Maybe that was a little too predictable. I don't know. Safdie produced this, or I'm drawing a blank on the director. I know he's well known. I know he's done some good things. And it was very unique. It was a really unique movie, the way it was shot. Not necessarily the characters or the story or the score, but the way that you are watching this film, as if like you're the cameraman, or you were, is unique, and it really it fits and it sets the tone for this whole thing. Although at times I felt like 97 was a lot longer ago by the way they were depicting it, but I mean it was quite a while ago. If you've seen The Smashing Machine, let me know. If you don't want to, let me know why. And if you have seen it already, let me know what you think. Did The Rock give an Oscar-worthy performance? I mean, I think so. At least a nomination. If they give him a nomination and people are like, oh my God. And since The Rock in real life has just been playing himself with the volume turned up, that can make it difficult to be anybody else. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next week. I gotta go.